What's up, guys? How we doing today? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. Today we got some big news out of the White House. Trump officially has a ceasefire in Iran and Israel. That's what we're going to talk about today. This is going to be fun. Stay tuned. All right, so if you guys tired of winning yet, because Trump, that's all he's been doing is winning. I mean, yeah, I know it was kind of a scare there for a minute when he bombed him. Everybody thought we just we just declared war on Iran and started World War III. But according to this, just like recently, just within a few hours ago, if that, Trump says Israel and Iran agree to complete and total ceasefire. I got a little article. It's all over the place, but this one's from USA Today, I believe. Yep, USA Today. So it's just an article. I'm sure you can go read it anywhere, but I'm just gonna read from this article and see what they say. But this is huge, and it's kind of puts a lot of people in their place when they were talking about like, oh, he's just entered World War III. In fact, I lost a not really a lot. I mean, whatever. We were friends on Facebook, but we were friends like when we were little. We've been like lifelong friends pretty much. And I just made one little comment about it, and he defriended me, and and blocked me and whatever. Just it wasn't like he thought I was like supporting World War III, and I was like, I don't know if it actually started World War III. And I was just telling me I did a video before of what I think about it. It's like because we've been picked on for ever and ever and ever because of our weak leadership. And now it's time that we kind of step up to the plate and say, you know what, we're not going to take this anymore. And he thought that, I apparently was supportive of World War III, and he clicked me, unfriend and blocked me. And I was like, oh, well, whatever. That was kind of pointless, but it is what it is. But anyway, I wish him well. I don't wish anything bad upon him. We just had a difference of opinions, and apparently he wanted nothing to do with it. But anyway, enough of that. Ceasefire, complete and total ceasefire. So let's see what this article from USA Today says. I know it's not CNN. It's not the number one source of truth out there, but USA Today, they're probably pretty close. So we'll go ahead and read from USA Today. President Trump said Monday, which is today, at the time of this recording, that Israel and Iran have agreed to a total ceasefire, hours after the Iranian military retaliated for U.S. strikes on three of the country's nuclear facilities, with a response Trump said was announced ahead of time. Yeah, they kind of like told us about it. They like, you better get your troops out of there because we're going to attack your Qatari base. And then it's like, cool, good on you. So nobody was hurt. Nobody was. I think one of them may have touched down, but I don't even think any of them did. They were all shot down in the air, and there you go. That was probably the last of what they had. But anyway, let's read on. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire, Trump proclaimed in a social media post, adding that the truce would take effect in about 6 hours after both parties have completed military missions. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like 6 hours. They got 6 hours to keep bombing each other, and then after that 6 hours, okay, we're done. They should have just done it effective immediately, but they're giving them 6 hours to finish their missions. Trump said Iran would take the first steps with a 12-hour cessation of hostilities, followed in kind by Israel after that 24-hour stretch of peace. An official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world, President said. 12-day war. That's all it lasted, 12 days. Which, I mean, in my opinion, is too long because I don't support war. I mean, I'll be totally honest with you. I don't support the war, but I do support not getting bullied. You know, we've been bullied for years and years and years, and you know, because of weak leadership. And Iran's been breaking this deal that he had with Obama. Obama made a deal that they wouldn't, you know, that we would be able to check their stuff, and they wouldn't make any, and they've been breaking that. All they did was buried him and said, "See, look, nothing. They're, you know, they're underground." And so Trump finally, like, you know what? No more talkie. But anyway, it's not clear whether the warring countries will actually go along with that plan. Earlier in the day, Trump had posted a message thanking Iran for providing advance warning of its Monday attack, and he said he made a peace offering to end the brief but intense war. It was pretty intense for that 12 days. He said Iran fired 14 missiles at the U.S. military base in Qatar, and 13 of them were intercepted. While the other one was deemed non-threatening, Trump reported there were no Americans or Qatari casualties and very little damage from the attack. So yeah, one landed, but it was a nothing burger. And the other 13 got shot down. So, and then after that, they said, "Nice try, Iran. Why don't you make a peace deal?" I'm guessing. Iran's military claimed it had carried out a devastating and powerful missile assault to the Al Adid U.S. military base in Doha, but Qatar said the missiles were intercepted. U.S. officials said the base had been emptied out, leading credence to the notion Iran was merely saving face with the missile launch. Yeah, pretty much. I think they were just like last-ditch effort to try and do something. But, you know, like I said, they gave us advance notice, so we were able to get all our people out. We were able to shoot most of them down. One landed, but it was, you know, nothing significant. They've got it all out of their system, and there will hopefully be no further hate. I'm sure there's still going to be hate because people hate Iran naturally. People naturally hate Israel. People naturally hate the United States. There's still going to be hate. I mean, regardless. Trump said in his post earlier, "I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region. And I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same." The latest developments come as Israel stepped up airstrikes on Iran Monday, hitting several locations the Israeli defense minister described as regime targets in Tehran, including the notorious Evin prison and the internal security headquarters of Iran's Parliamentary Revolutionary Guard. Yeah, so that's basically it. There's some other kind of developments. There's more to the article. I think that's the whole article. But yeah, peace talks. I mean, is he still eligible for being called the peace president? Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta peace through strength. That's kind of what he said. Peace through strength, and that's kind of what it sounds like to me. But there's more. There's the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, hosted Iran's foreign minister in Moscow and told him there was no justification for the U.S. bombing of Iran, which he described as unprovoked aggression, according to the Kremlin. Putin added that Moscow is making efforts to assist the Iranian people. I think that one's kind of been debunked a little bit. But Iranian official Ebrahim Zolfakhari warned that the U.S. should expect severe consequences. Mr. Trump, the gambler, You might start this. You may start this war, but we will be the ones to end it. Zulfikari said in English in a video shared on Monday. Oh yeah, how'd that work out for you? U.S. ready for missiles evacuated the base. A U.S. defense official who was not authorized to speak publicly confirmed to USA Today that Al Udeid, I don't even know these words, but airbase was attacked by short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles originating from Iran. There were no reports of U.S. casualties, the official said. Another U.S. official said on condition of anonymity that the base had been mostly evacuated and that it appeared that Qatari military had fended off most missiles. Mahad Ansari, Foreign Affairs spokesman for Qatar, issued a statement strongly condemning the missile launch, calling it a flagrant violation of the country's sovereignty. We assure that Qatar air defenses successfully thwarted the attacks, the statement said. The U.S. has remained on alert with its 40,000 troops in the region 2 days after Trump ordered the bombing of Fordo, a uranium enrichment facility deep inside a remote mountain in Iran. The facility at Natanz and Isfahan. Trump convened his national security team Monday afternoon in the Situation Room. Many world leaders, including those from the UK, France, and Germany, called for restraint and return to diplomatic negotiations. The extent of the damage to the Iran nuclear sites remains in question because so far there has been no independent assessment. The U.S. Ain al-Assad Air Base in Iraq had activated its air defense systems out of concern of potential attack, military officials told Reuters. Al-Udeid is the sprawling hub of the U.S. military air operations in the Middle East. There are about 10,000 U.S. troops stationed there on the outskirts of the capital of Doha. Okay, I don't think we really need to go through all of this. There's a bunch of stuff here, but that's basically it. Trump just keeps kicking everybody's butt and winning all the time and proving everybody wrong. Because I mean, I know you guys think it was unconstitutional for him to send those over, but no, it really wasn't. I mean, that's been debunked. He's got 60 days to attack, or not really attack, but he can do that out of for national security. If there's a threat, he has the authority to just launch something to end the attack. Yeah, he has to have Congress's approval to officially declare war, but he has the right. He is the commander in chief. He has his rights to do stuff. Every single thing doesn't have to go through Congress. Some does, most of it does, but as president, you have your authority to do stuff without necessarily having to go through Congress. So, regardless what you think, what you say, you can go, look it up. It's been debunked. It wasn't unconstitutional for him to send some bombs over there, because Iran's been at it for 14 years. Obama is the one that signed the agreement for them to not have nukes and for them to deregulate their uranium plants and all that, and to quit making them. And they supposedly agreed, but apparently they didn't. Apparently they just buried them to make it appear like they agreed. And then we get somebody in there that's not going to take it anymore, that's not going to be bullied and pushed around, and because of our weak government the past several decades, that that just kind of put us in a little hole, and we kept getting taken advantage of, and now we got somebody in there that's not gonna stand for it anymore. Anyway, Trump another big win. Do the YouTube stuff down below. I got some links down there if you feel like supporting the channel. If not, that's cool. If nothing else, just subscribe. I'm trying to hit 8,000 before the end of the year. Still got a ways to go on that, but that's my goal, 8,000. Anyway, the world's getting crazy. Do yourself a favor. Keep yourself strapped. Stay protected. Carry whatever the most lethal weapon you can legally carry. Not asking you to break any laws. That's on you. Keep your head on a swivel. Have situational awareness. If it looks like a bad situation, smells like a bad situation, feels like a bad situation, it's a bad situation, and you should probably just head on out before it involves you. But anyway, that's the show for today. That's the video. Appreciate y'all. Love you. See you in the next one.